I'm glad he kind of said Friend Day, because I was going to say in 2 weeks we have something really important coming up, and what was everybody going to think? The election. And that's important, and I hope everybody's kind of praying for our country, know who they're going to vote for, and are going to go out and vote. But really what's going to happen on Sunday for Friend Day is really so much more important than casting your vote on Tuesday. Mike is going to deliver as of first importance what he also received, that Christ died for our sins, that he was buried, and that he rose again the third day according to the scriptures. Like, that's what Mike is going to deliver. And I just kind of think about how does a legacy to the Lord start? I don't know if you guys know, but I sit in the back. I sit with my husband, my 4 children, each of my 3 children that can, walk and talk. They know the Lord. I remember watching Morgan be baptized in the big, baptismal over at First Baptist. I remember my sweet little Sydney running forward to make her profession of faith. I remember what she was wearing. I remember how real that decision was for her, because she's so shy, and we knew when she was ready to go forward that God had really cemented that decision in her heart. I remember the afternoon that my little cute blonde-headed boy was so broken over his sin. And we were talking, and I was like, well, are you ready to pray? And he was like, no. And he went back in his room, and just needed to do it alone. And he came out, and he was different. He was different. And every night, Mark and I are praying for our 3 little grandsons, and we're getting ready to have a 4th grandson in January, and we're praying for those boys. Now, they don't know the Lord yet, but we're praying for them every night that they understand the truth of the gospel. And the truth that, I can kind of go through my whole story. I know you guys know about Kelsey, and we found out actually in Thanksgiving of 1994 that she was never going to walk, she was never going to talk. It was just a real broken time for us. I have to figure things out like that, just as how I'm wired. I read a terrible book called When Bad Things Happen to Good People by a rabbi in America, and it did not make me feel better. I have to promise you that. But in that whole time, God was drawing me to him. And in October of 1996, after Sydney was born, and even in that, God was healing me. Here was this perfect, beautiful, healthy baby that was going to walk and that was going to talk. But God's just healing me. But in October, actually, Friend Day at Community Bible Church in Beaufort, South Carolina, was in October that year, and I heard the gospel. My sister-in-law invited me. She said, come to Friend Day, Pam, and I did, because I needed to have delivered to me as of first importance what had been delivered to her. And the pastor said, why, if you were standing at the gate of heaven, why should I let you in? And I wrote my answer. I've had this for 24 years. I've had it for 24 years. I had the wrong answers. I just want you guys to know. And I made a lot of good grades in school, so I was disappointed in myself. But it said that I believe in God and I've tried to do the right thing. That was my answer. And then, how sure are you that if you died today, you would go to heaven? And I was 90% sure, and I was 90% wrong. And Pastor and Dr. Carl Broggie, he shared the gospel. He shared the gospel. I know where I was sitting. I know exactly where I was sitting. And he had me write my name. I mean, I still have this, guys. And he said, "For God so loved the world." And he said, "Put your name there." And I did. And he just walked through the gospel. And it was my sin that separated me from God. And my sin needed to be paid for. And so if you want to know how a legacy to the Lord starts, because I have 3 generations back there, right? It just invite someone to Friend Day. Just invite them. You don't know how the Lord is working in their lives. You just don't know where they are. And you know if they come on November 1st, Mike will deliver as of first importance what he also received, that Christ died for our sins according to the scriptures, that he was buried, and that he was raised again according to the scriptures. And that is the gospel. That is the good news. And I just want to encourage you, just, think of me and my family and invite somebody. And that's just all we're asking you to do. So thank you for letting me share that this morning.